Hello, you two. Where have you been before? Listen, look at the DJ here on the buttons already. What are you doing? Adjusting volume?
Yeah, it's not going down.
It's not going down. Do you want me to adjust the volume for you? Is it too loud?
Go, give us
Yeah. Hi,
there
testing
we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is
Found
for
it.
James Golding. You found it?
This one.
You're happy?
Yeah.
I'll just stick to my expertise. I'll just have some water.
There's a lot of good kit outside that you would probably like to tinker with. Old DJ Jimmy.
A few buttons.
For a few buttons. When
There's
did you?
never enough buttons.
Never enough buttons. When did you develop that kind of passion, that love for that, mate?
It was in COVID.
Was it
Stuck at home, yeah.
just tinkering, like just mucking around?
Yeah,
Or?
well, I sort of just wanted to do it for fun, which I still do it for fun.
Yeah.
But a little bit more seriously. Same with racing, I suppose. Starts off as fun, doesn't it?
Don't underplay that. You starts off as fun. It starts off as fun. You DJ
And now
like
it's not fun.
yes, it is. You guys are having a great run. Actually, on the DJing thing, you DJ'd an after party at Darwin last year and stuff like that. I know. In these moments when we're doing podcast stuff, that you prefer to talk racing, obviously, but you clearly do get a lot of enjoyment out of that, don't you?
Yeah, it's good to have another
Outlet.
outlet, something you can also focus and get better on. It's actually got a lot of similarities to racing, which
Really?
people probably wouldn't think about, but like the timing and like decision making and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, when you mix in tracks, you've only got so long it plays for, so you got to pick the next track in time, and or that depends how you do it, but that's how I like to do it. I have a big playlist with heaps of tracks and just pick on the fly, and you got to pick the right track that everyone wants to hear.
Now, I mean, in MCing, when you're learning a bit of that stuff, they teach you about reading the room and stuff too. You have to do a bit of that, don't you? What music resonates and
Yeah, definitely. I mean, places that I play at, it's kind of a bit more, you sort of know the crowd.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier. But
what's the go-to at the moment? Have you got go-to tunes at the moment or artists?
Oh, not really. I've got a pretty big library.
Do you?
But yeah, we've been making a few tunes recently. So
Nice.
on the Don't Think Spotify, look that up. Don't think.
Don't think. Okay.
Don't think. Just look it up.
Have you got a hidden superpower like that? Do you get subjected to this in the car on the way to the track? What happens?
Yeah, it's been a big learning process. I'd say this year, me and JC used to just put on whatever music, and this year's Jimmy's, constantly changing the song. He's got to find the right vibe of the song of what he wants. So, no, it's a big change, and it's something I don't care about. No offense, Jimmy, but yeah, that's his domain, and he can be the car.
So what's your outlet
DJ.
then? What's your thing? Do you have one? Do you have time for one?
I don't probably say I do really. I mean, I've got the little go-kart team that I do, but I just fully immersed.
There's nothing else you do that's not motorsport.
I go mountain bike riding. Love that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I do a fair bit of that, like all the time. So I think me and Matty Payne ride the same track in Listerfield,
But
there.
not
So
together.
not together. I sort of brought it up, and he politely declined to go riding with me. So
Is that awkward or
he
you're
must hate
okay?
me. No, I'm fully okay with that because I reckon he'd be a beast on the bike. I just like to just slowly, gently go down and try not die each time. So, yeah.
For people that don't know, tell them more about the karting side of things. Obviously, you have a background in that. Now you're playing in that space a little bit.
Yeah, the karting stuff just sort of happened before I got the supercar main game driver. Just one kart shop sort of closed down, and then there was a few customers that all sort of wanted to have someone run a team, and I do another Guy Cooper, and it's fully Victorian state-based stuff, and I just have so much fun just going to kart tracks, trying to teach kids the basics, and really focused on not spending heaps of money at karting level because it's so early in your motorsport career. But
easy to
it's easy to spend so much money now when they don't. Yeah, trying to get them to understand that you need it all for a lot later. It only gets more expensive. So and now I'm just trying to help a few of those kids, trying to get them on a path to supercars or wherever they want to go without spending millions of dollars. That's my priority.
How much of that is you with advice around gearing, whatever, and how much of it is kind of driver coaching?
I'd say we vary across all of that, but probably not heaps of the setup gearing sort of stuff. I try and focus on mindset of racing, of like when you should and shouldn't make a pass and what to do at starts, when to block, when not to block. And it's probably like, we'll probably get to at some point, my incident with Brodie at Sydney, where my mindset's so much about thinking and trying to think ahead and prevent things from happening. And obviously I learned a lot from that incident in Sydney, but trying to help these kids understand what's going on in the race. You don't always have to be the fastest car on the track.
Is that a learned thing, the mindset stuff? And that's open to you as well. I mean, do you subscribe to a bit of that? What's
Yeah, I'm subscribed to Aaron's tips there. Obviously, I should probably take note after you bet me off the line at Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something you're constantly learning and adapting. It's always going to be different as well. Like, you can't go, I just got to do that every time, because you're always in new situations where actually it's a bit of a different scenario with how the track went, or it was a similar corner as a couple of rounds ago. Same thing side by side, but this one you can't stay around the outside because it's too slippery. So, yeah, you're constantly learning and getting better at that. I think that's probably the biggest thing that changes in racing, I reckon. That and also learning the setup stuff with the car and getting better at that with feedback.
You're still immensely young at heart, mate, but you turned 30, I think, if I'm right, in January.
Don't say it too loud.
No, I'm not. To me, it's just a number. How different is James Golding now to when James Golding kind of first started out as a racer and in that mindset stuff that you're talking about?
Yeah, a lot different. I wish, as a lot of people would say, I knew what I know now back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's probably the biggest difference. I think a lot of us, obviously, to get to the top level, have got the skill to do it, but it's all those other bits and pieces, the in-betweens, working with the team, all that mindset stuff Aaron's talking about is what makes a difference.
The early days, can I come to a little bit of that for both of you, and feel free to dive in here. For you, I think the family have got a bit of history. Your mum raced some cool stuff. Was it Tiranas and things? What was she driving? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, she was in the historic Group C and A stuff. She raced the L34 Tirana, and
Awesome.
another family friend raced our A9X Tirana. So yeah, big involvement back then in that, and that's how I got my start in learning about motorsport.
Can you remember that? Were you
Yeah, I
early?
remember some early parts, and then actually she had quite a big crash in an XU1 back then, which was quite a scary time when she broke her wrist, and I realised motorsport
It's
does actually have
dangerous.
some risks to it, which probably intrigued me a bit more. And that was the first parts of getting involved and seeing what it's all about, and yeah, living the dream now. I think
You two have got a cheeky way about you with that. There's always a bit of underlying wit in that. What about? I actually don't know with you. My old boss David White shared for that that you were both involved in. In fact, that lovely Garry Rogers tribute pod that I did last year.
Yeah.
He reminded me about a great story of you and being on a train, I think, as a teenager, and making your way into Garry Rogers Motorsport and kind of doing the hard yards. How did it all kick off for you?
Yeah, well, going back into karting, I think it really started when my cousins, they were racing just at club level. We went to watch them, Dad and I, and then he asked if I wanted to give it a go, and then got a couple of karts, got into it. Then my sister started as well not too long after, and then my mum even raced as well. So all four of us were racing. One of the years at the club championship, they made up a ladies class for their wives and girlfriends. So mum went in
Poor
that.
stress for Dad on the hip pocket.
Shared the same cart. They were bolting lead on and off, so they had different weights for each class. Anyway, and then that year we were all literally lined up to win the club championship. Dad in over 40s, my sister in junior national. Anyway, and before the last round, my mum actually fractured a rib in the go kart, and she couldn't race the last round. So she did DNF'd DNS'd everything. No points. Still finished second, and all the rest of us won the championship. So we all would have won it. But yeah, I don't let her live it down now. I say, surely you could have just dealt with the pain.
And what transition from there for you in terms of ultimately? I mean, there's a bit of Formula Ford in there and what have you, but leading into Garry's, mate, how did the introduction to GRM come about and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, there was a bit of sort of coming in from both directions to get in there. I actually knew Scotty McLaughlin, already mates with him through go-karting.
Yep.
And then also happened to be my next door neighbour. His dad or his grandfather was best mates with Garry, just coincidentally that we'd grown up next to. So
you leveraged that, did you?
Yeah. So I actually started an apprenticeship working for Borland's in the Formula Ford team. Just wanted to learn more about the cars and stuff to help with my driving, and then only a few months into that, basically I got the gig at GRM and continued my apprenticeship there. And yeah, I didn't have a license back then because I was only 17 and just rode my bike to the train station, trained from Warragul down to Dandenong South, back on the bike, rain, hail or shine. I was getting drenched by trucks in the middle of winter and everything. You name it.
What were you doing? I can't remember what you're doing because he always gave everybody a job in the workshop. Was it fabrication? Where were you?
I was in sub-assembly.
Sub-assembly,
Yep.
sorry. Yeah.
So, so all the driveline parts, uprights.
Are you still
brakes,
handy?
obviously.
Like if someone said to you today, can you give us a hand at BRT?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, no, I don't, I don't want to interrupt any of the boys. They're all got their jobs and I'll leave them to it. But yeah, if anyone's stuck, I can definitely give a hand.
Coming back to the karting stuff, I think you're about age 11, Oakley. Did Dad take you out and you were more or less hooked from there? What happened?
Yeah, we went and watched the Junior Top Guns, a big juniors only event at the start of the year. And
What year was that?
2011. You
Oh,
probably were you racing?
Yeah, that's the year I won the Nationals.
Oh, so
I listen to you too.
so I would have been watching Jimmy Golding, and then I was just hooked from there. I was like, oh, I love it, and
That was my last year in karts.
Was it?
Yeah, and then I went to Formula Ford the year after.
oh crap.
It led to though, like literally a week later, I think
Yeah,
there was
we-
a cart in the driveway or something. Is that right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact timeline, but pretty soon we got a card after that, and then next minute we were, hooked just at the track every weekend and just cutting laps and trying to really hone the craft and catch up because a lot of kids started at 7 or 8, and I'm
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
3-4 years behind. So it was, we had a lot of work to do early on there.
Did it come naturally, as they say? Did it, or was there a phase of hard?
Oh, there would have been a phase at the start where I was just absolutely useless. I can guarantee that. But it must have come pretty naturally because I remember after the first second year in, we were already winning the club championship stuff at Todd Road. So had an absolute. That was the most fun times. That's what I tell the kids in the kart team now.
Enjoy
Karting's
this
the
now.
most fun you'll ever have. After that, it just gets a whole lot more expensive and a whole lot more pressure. So enjoy it whilst it lasts.
So something happens here around like year 11, and you have a serious conversation with mum and dad, like, "I'm done. I want to go racing. I don't forget school," kind of thing. Was it along those lines?
Yeah, I wasn't very that good at school. I wasn't very interested. So at the end of year 11, I pretty much just said to him that I have no interest in going to university or doing any further education. Racing's what I want to do. So there's no point doing year 12. I'm just going to go there, and if you want me to pass, I'll pass. But I'm not getting an ATAR. I'm not going to uni. So
You got further than me. I only did year 10.
Did you?
See, I
And
look good
straight.
here.
But don't
Yeah,
you reckon
so-
that's a great? I mean, for all the kids that are listening, don't you reckon that's a great thing? Like I'm self-taught when it comes to broadcasting. I'm last bastion in that sense. I didn't go to uni or whatever. It's not to say that you wouldn't recommend in some careers that people should go to uni for
I
what
think
they're doing.
if you know where you want to go and you can do it by just getting into it, then just do it.
Exactly.
So what's
but,
the-
but if you're still unsure, you may as well just keep going and learn,
But the secret to both of you then is clearly like application, tenacity. Don't die wondering. Like get in and give it your absolute all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the things you learn firsthand practically with racing, especially karting and all that, like, you come up through the ranks and drive with different teams and that, you work with different people, and a lot of the people that have raced themselves or have done go-karting speedway, they're all just so much more dialed into what you're talking about when you're talking about the car or even just working on the car. They just get it.
Yeah.
And they may have, been like me, dropped out of year 10, and they've just been working on it ever since.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no reason you can't succeed. I don't believe it holds you back. I'm happy to cut this out if you don't want to talk about it. So because it might be quite a personal thing. But I gather, mate, your dad is vision impaired. He's quite an inspirational man, from what I can gather, with marathon running around the world this year and stuff like that. Can you share? And does your mum more or less talk him through some of the races and things? Is that what happens?
Yeah. Obviously I'm racing these days, so I don't exactly know what happens, but the general idea is, she's got to talk him through what's happening on the race,
That's beautiful.
whether it's good or bad. So you learn to become quite a good commentator for the
Yeah.
old man, whether it's for me watching F1 or whatever we're watching. So, he's been an inspiration for me for ages. Had sight and then lost it. Funny enough, once I was born, he decided he didn't want to see anymore, so it slowly got worse from there. So it just, got worse and worse, and then he's just gone from strength to strength, I think, in that persistence in finding what he loves. And he was big into his bike riding bike nationals and all this stuff,
Okay.
and now he's right into his marathon running, trying to do the 7 or 8 marathons you do around the world? and you get a
Huge. So
special
like New
medal.
York
crazy.
and stuff like that. He wants to do all that stuff.
He's done. I think he's done New York. He's got a couple more to do now, and I think he's got to do Sydney. So, look, and with a guy like that as your dad, it's like, he's
nothing's
pressed-
unachievable.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. Like
yeah.
I don't have excuses to not go out and try and do my best in everything that I can. So, it's a real inspiration for me, and I think everyone around him just makes us all very accountable. So
And he
it's
was
good.
you used to run your own Formula Fords and stuff too, didn't you?
Yeah, he worked on my Formula Ford, so it's and my go-karts. Like he
Amazing.
ran them. We had people help us to get there, but he was mechanically working on them all. Would change the gear ratios in the Formula Ford. We had one time where he forgot to put a washer in the gearbox, and we learnt pretty quickly put that washer in because there was gears everywhere. But after that, we were checking it, and yeah, he's an incredible guy.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing it. Both of you, people along the way in your journey, whether it's parents or whatever, are important. You've talked about Garry already. What was the first kind of introduction for both of you? Like you talked about the connection and maybe, friends of family and whatever helping you to get there. Can you recall the first kind of meetings there?
Yeah, it would have been at GRM, the interview kind of thing.
Were you on
And,
the forward foot picking up the phone? Can I meet you? How did you do that?
I don't quite remember that part. I think I just sort of got the interview and then he was there. And, he's a pretty full-on guy. It was pretty scary.
They're
when I
short
was
often.
17.
The meetings were short often, weren't they?
Yeah,
So,
it doesn't last long. It's just, all right, that's all it is, and off you go kind of thing. So, but he set a good precedent for the whole team and for myself. And, yeah, the things that I learnt there, I've definitely carried on for the rest of my career.
The nicknames were for everybody. Did he give you Bieber, or where did that come from? Was someone else
He
give you that?
gave it to me. So, at the time when I started, my haircut was similar to Justin Bieber's, that hair flick he had going on. And then, like, a year after, he had the bleach blonde shaved head, but it just stuck. And I'm like, well, I don't even look like him now.
But it sticks. It
Yeah.
always stuck. What
He'd
about
always send me articles of stuff
Did
that he was in the news for, like, oh, what have you done here? And stuff. So good.
much missed your sense of humour? Can you remember your early sort of interactions there? I think
Yeah.
what happened there. You picked up the phone quite early on, didn't you? Maybe
Yeah, I think it was before the first year of TCR. I think actually Ryan McLeod.
2018 or something, or 2019.
Yeah,
probably,
started 2019. Ryan
Yeah.
McLeod called him first for me, and then I spoke to Garry on the phone, and it was the conversation wouldn't have gone 30 seconds. And
Right.
right. We're coming in for a meeting, and it was just so fast, and I didn't know if that was good or bad at the time. And went and had the meeting, and again that probably lasted all of 3 minutes, and he didn't have a drive for me anyway that first year.
Yeah, but you planted a seed though, mate, didn't you?
And he already knew before that meeting that he didn't have a drive for me, which was fine. But he was just wanted to meet. I take back now. Wanted to meet me and see what I was about. And then I come back the next year and pleaded my case, and I'd had a pretty good year, and then probably had 4 or 5 of the best years of my life, I reckon, at GRM. It's such a fun team and good vibes.
I've missed in the timeline a couple of little things in your careers. I don't know that necessarily matters. Can I come to the TCR thing, because it's NPC, I think, at first for you, isn't it? With the VW. Did you enjoy that? Well, I mean, that whole series, for whatever reason, even globally, has gone through some tough stuff. Maybe COVID or timing or whatever. I don't know. But they were a good, fun little jigger, weren't they?
Oh, they were awesome at the time. We had so much fun. I hadn't really done any front wheel drive stuff, I don't think, especially not on slicks. So then trying to understand, getting the rear tires hot, and you see the development that everyone in the category had from the first round to the end of the year. It was just so much fun, and I love those cars. We had some great, the BOP, the variation in the cars just made the racing really, really cool. So
I feel like you clicked with it pretty fast too. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Especially, and then obviously we had some great drivers that would come through. Like in MPC, we had Russell Ingall, Garth Tander, Leanne Tander.
Yeah.
There's a list, and then we had that European guy come out for a round. It was just the learning that I had in that year with MPC was incredible. Just with some looking at really accomplished people, their data, just helped me progress so quick. And then I was able to go to GRM and.
So you followed him up basically, did you? With
that next year, because I had nothing else. Like it was the one and done with MPC. Had some great support from the category, and then my parents put in a lot to make that happen. It was like as I already said, one and done. And then I had to follow up with Garry and hope that he'd give me a crack that next year, and thankfully did. Because I still don't see myself here today in Supercars without the support of Garry, and especially Barry back then as well. For me, it was
it became a great playground for both of you with all the different things that they had there. I mean, even for you ultimately getting a Guernsey in a Volvo at Sandown, and it's Trans Am and all sorts of stuff from S5000.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, even obviously I got in full time into Supercars with GRM, but getting the opportunity really to make that step towards it from Formula Ford, Garry gave me the offer to go into Super 2 and run with them, and that's been a huge, well, probably the main pivotal part in my career, because I wasn't really sure what was going to happen that year. I was tossing up to try and go and do IndyCar and try and go down that path.
How close did you get there?
Well, we didn't bother because it was like, oh, we go over and live in America and try and win the scholarship thing to get the budget to go to the next level. Starting off with USF 2000, I think it was back
Did he
then.
talk you out of that, or what did what that
No,
conversation?
he left it. I said it. I said that was what I was thinking about doing, and he said for me to do what I want to do. But then it was like, you obviously got to live over there. Your whole lifestyle changes, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good opportunity, and I can stay at home in Australia. So that's what I chose to do. And then, even obviously getting into full-time supercars, but when they even pulled out, it was like I didn't lose my driver. It was like, oh, we'll put you in an S5000 now, kind of thing. So and that
good
kept
like
me
that.
sharp and gave me the next opportunity to get back into supercars. Because without that, I would have been kind of off the market a bit and sort of in the background. People forget about you pretty quick, but that kept me exposed and sharp.
What were those things like? S5000.
Lethal.
Lethal.
Probably the best way to describe it.
Shit, they sounded good
just
though.
a big go-kart, but big heavy thing. Like it was not nimble at all. You had to manhandle it. And there was like, I'd say most of the time, most people would say it was driving you. You weren't driving it.
Oh, right. Okay.
They were awesome.
Especially
though,
early
like,
days.
Yeah, early days, the amount of people that were crashing them and doing stuff in them. But the tyres, I love the tyres back then. Everyone hated them because they didn't come up to temp quick enough.
Hard
But
tyre.
you kept like building and building in a qualifying session. I just found that so much fun just to keep trying to find those limits in the car, because it's not a car you go out on track and just bang it for a lap like we do in a supercar now. Just do one and done, and you can find the limit. That thing you need laps and laps and laps to
a
find
lot of
that
time
limit.
qualifying, it was just different cars popping up. They pop up, they pop up, and it's like, who's going to get it?
Yeah.
So,
especially like Bathurst, that year that we went to Bathurst.
Mega that you got to drive them there.
Oh, so cool. Like,
yeah.
that was
around
scary
there,
over
it
the
was
top.
Were they?
unreal.
Were they?
Yeah. But, it's sketchy.
Yeah.
Trans Am chapter for you. Can we talk a bit about that? I mean, it's gone through immense growth in this country, and maybe it was just a fun element that gave you just more miles generally, which is pretty good. Did you enjoy that stuff?
Yeah, definitely. It's been really good for me just to keep more laps under my belt between supercars, and it's something that you've got to manage a lot of things in supercars. You're managing a lot of things with the tyre and brakes and all that sort of stuff, but a Trans Am's obviously a little bit rough around the edges. It's not quite as expensive to build one of those cars, so they're a little bit sensitive, I guess you could say. So you've really got to look after it and think about what you're going to do when, in terms of the braking. Like the brakes are really probably too small for the car, so they get hot quick. And if you don't get your brake marker right and your brake's hot, it doesn't matter how hard you press, the thing just slows down at the same rate. So if you miss that point, you're coming in and there's no stopping, sort of thing. So it teaches you a lot of forward thinking, and also just hard racing. Like you can rub doors and
good caliber of competitions and
That's
morph
right.
and everything.
Yeah, exactly. There was people from all different backgrounds. I sort of felt doing it. It was a real good in between category, but just hard racing. A lot of the guys just really there for the fun side of racing and not too serious, but it's also kept you sharp and kept you exposed, ready for the next opportunity.
You both brought up Super 2 there before, right? I know that's a very expensive outlay for people and so on. But when you think about where you are now and I guess what message maybe it sends to the main game, how important is it for people to play in that championship, and what did it do for you respectively?
Yeah, I think it's definitely important. Obviously, I think the whole grid now has come through Super 2, hasn't it? At least they were saying this year. So it's it's as close as you can get as the cars we're driving, and in a couple of years they'll be the same cars. So for a lot of the guys, around that 17, 16-year-olds even jumping in to basically the same car as what we're driving, it's a huge thing. And it's such a big step from, say, like Formula Ford or something like that. It's so much to get used to. So to be able to drive basically the same cars and really get a feel for it before trying to get in full time is massive. A lot of guys have got experience in lots of other categories, but until you really get in a supercar, you don't really know how you're going to go, and that's why it's hard for a lot of team owners and stuff to put someone in that hasn't had experience unless they've been around for years and years and raced in lots of endurance racing or whatever. For a young kid coming through, it's pretty pivotal to be able to race Super 2, I think. But also, I believe that to have the experience of different cars, like Formula Ford, Trans Am, all that sort of stuff, it teaches you a lot more about like the mechanical side of it and how things work to get to that point.
Just
and
an alternate thinking kind of.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I think that's something that's really helped me.
For you, it's been pivotal to where you are now with BRT, hasn't it? It was kind of a significant commitment to do that.
Yeah, like really, with the way the super license points, I don't know if I think they've all changed now again, but back when I was doing it, we had to do the 6 rounds, I believe, in Super 2 to get into Enduros, and with the Blanchards, that's what we agreed to do prior to that, was if I could do them, that'd give me the Enduro seat, and thankfully they stuck by their word and did that for me, so... and I just think I've done a lot of categories, and they're all valuable. But I think just doing that, if I'd have just jumped straight from TCR or whatever I was racing, S5000 at the time, straight to supercars, the step is huge. Even when I did that at the start of last year, the step, it just blew me away. I thought there was a few guys that I was just going to knock off and smoke them straight away. But the step's a lot bigger than a lot of people think. And I think Super 2 still, yes, it's very different with the aero to our current cars. But it just gives you that basics of like the sequential shifter and right-hand drive. Just everything is still pretty much the same. So I still believe it's going to be it's a necessary step for a lot of kids.
Does that sort of underscore what remember the internationals used to come to the Gold Coast and so on? They were always really impressed with the level in supercars, the quality of, in the 20+ drivers that are in it, the quality of the talent in the field. Is that what you sort of leaning?
Yeah, 100%. I've probably been a bit naive just to how good some of these guys are, and I have so much more respect for the whole grid now about the level that we're all at to perform, and especially in these Gen 3 cars when we've all effectively got the same equipment. It's becoming more important. Like our qualifying laps are all just got to be perfect. You can't afford to make any little mistakes setup wise or anything. Like it's just the preparation for the tyre for the lap is it's just a lot of emphasis on everything we do now. Where back a few years ago, S5000 pretty simple. We just rolled out, had some fun.
It's like tyre pressure's right and drive a good lap and you got sort of thing. It was pretty tight still in that. I had some pretty good battles with Joey Mawson there for pole positions and stuff. But like Aaron's saying, the level that supercars is at is just crazy. It's so tight. I think everyone out there is good enough to have a great result at any point. It's just getting it right every weekend or every day. It's always a moving target. Everyone's finding little intricacies here and there, and you can't just keep doing the same thing and think that it's going to work. You got to keep looking and finding the next thing to make a difference.
Keep going on the BRT stuff for you if you don't mind. I feel like you're a more relaxed racer maybe a little bit this year. What does that where's that come from? And Adelaide was a kind of breakout moment for you last year and so on.
Yeah, there was getting thrust into a main game seat last year. This time last year for AGP was pretty wild. So just had so much, I'd say, calming down to do in that first half of the year.
Come back one step. Where were you when you got the call? Can you remember that?
I think we had the Victorian State Champs on that weekend for the go-kart team, and I just crushed my toe in the back of a truck door and broken it. So
you didn't tell them that clearly.
No, I didn't tell Tim that. When he said, I've got it,
yeah,
I
good
was
to
like
go, mate.
Like, I'm good. So, and then word quickly got around. Everyone told me they weren't going to tell Tim, but he knew already anyway.
Okay.
That was...
Which toe was it?
The big toe on my right foot. So the whole weekend I couldn't walk, and it was.
So did you break with that foot still?
Yeah. It wasn't
that hurt pulling your boot on and things like that.
It was, and that injury carried on. Yes, the toe healed, but then it was Darwin still that. A bit gruesome here, but there was some other stuff still going on at Darwin with the foot and with how hot it was. It wasn't very nice down there.
Trees growing down there and stuff.
It was a bit grim. So
had to trim them back before quali.
Yeah,
you kept that pretty low key.
Yeah, I'm not here to complain about a little toe injury that's affecting my performance type thing. So I've still got to perform, and it just took me a while to calm down, especially after Darwin. We had some real good chats with Tim and putting some more things into place for the later part of the year, and the results got a whole lot better. And then especially at Adelaide, there was just I thought we had a pretty good car in practice, but we were still like 18th, and I was saying the car's perfect, and the team's like, well, if it's perfect, why aren't you first or at least better than 18th? And then we did the wet race on the Friday night, and beforehand we sort of agreed that we weren't going to push, and then during the race, some of the communication was I needed to push more. I was like, there was a bit of a miscommunication, we'll call it, and then we had some really good chats on Friday night about what I needed to go better for the rest of the weekend, and they just the team granted me the freedom to
do that,
to go out and not crash the car, but really go and try and find those last tenths. Because when you look at these guys who are really good in shootouts like Feeney and Ryan Wood and probably Chaz Most at Waters, like they are just out there hanging it out and going for it. And the team gave me that freedom to go and do that, and I wasn't worried about crashing the car, and bang, we were on the front row on the Saturday there. So it was just, and then for me that's carried into this year, just having the team properly around me to just go out there and do whatever I need to do, and sometimes we're going to crash. That's just is what it is.
In their defence too, I mean, they'd made a big commitment, 2 cars, solid change. Probably there's a build in that for them as an organisation. They were, I think to begin with, as someone described it to me, that a race team in a workshop adjacent to Cool Drive, it was changing, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's so much going on with the team, like everything in the background. Obviously, me replacing someone after the first round's a bit awkward, and just we didn't have heaps of sponsors to keep the whole thing rolling, and everyone was just trying to keep the whole thing afloat. So, and I'm very aware of that. I'm not out there just to go and crash the car every race just for the heck of it. So
great faith both ways though.
Yeah, exactly.
To back you, and then
So then, and then just going forward, it was just so good to have that open, honest communication about what both sides needed to perform, and I think it's paid off. And we got Jimmy this year, another James coming in, and we can both just go out there and have a crack, and it's clearly working for both of us so far.
When did the kind of opportunity perhaps open to come and play here for you, and how you felt about that, given that you'd, shown some good form at Premier and things like that?
It was. I can't really remember exactly, but it was probably around the mid-year. There was discussions starting, and obviously I'd put a lot of time and effort into Premier, moving up to Queensland and all that sort of stuff, and ideally, I'd rather commit to a team early and stay there for a longer term and really work towards something. But it obviously wasn't really working out there. We struggled a lot last year, and this opportunity come up. And
could you tell that it was growing, changing on the improve, so to speak?
Yeah, definitely. There was a clear plan of what they wanted to achieve, things they were doing, what they were putting in place to get there as well, and just what I seen from Tim. And how they were going about it, the people they had in the team, the people they were getting on board. There was a lot of positives, and I really found it hard to find a negative. So I thought it was a great opportunity, and really just took it with both hands and believed in it. I had a few people in my corner to help me out, and really grateful to them, and also just everyone else that's got me to this point along the way. Through karting, and you have all different people help you out, and Formula Ford, without any one of those people along the way, you wouldn't be here. And I really feel like I've found my home now, that I'm going to be here for a long time.
Nice. You almost came with your name etched on a Bathurst 1000 trophy, didn't you? How do you feel about that now with the benefit of time and stuff? Still a podium.
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
The salary would have gone up a bit if you were 1,000 winner.
Yeah. It's just, honestly, was great to be a part of it, to be honest. To race for the lead in that race is something I dreamed of doing as a kid. The first
in
time
tricky
I went,
conditions too, mate, and all sorts.
It's something I dreamed of doing from the first time that I ever went to Bathurst, and that was with Garry Rogers as well. I just remember him saying to me that as we were driving around the track on the bus, he said, "See that concrete wall there? That used to be a barbed wire fence." I'll never forget that he was racing around there. That's what it was. So. It was just unbelievable, regardless of the actual result. I was just stoked to be a part of it, and to have a crack at the lead. I think anyone would, except the DNF, to attempt to win that race. So to be able to still stand on the podium was awesome.
Do you feel like Richie's going to come and play too this year? Richie Stanaway too. Is that going to be a nice fit for him? Do you think as well?
Yeah, really good. So it's been awesome having Richie on board already at the test early this year and being part of round 1 with us. It's been a good help, and I think we're really going to be in a good position heading into the Enduros this year. Richie's a weapon driver. We all know what he's capable of, and I think with the right environment, which we have, it's going to be fantastic.
What do you bring to the table when you come to an outfit like this? I'm told reliably you're very inch perfect with some things. Some might even say a little OCD. Is this true? Is
You
this
mean
true?
CDO? OCD in alphabetical order.
Very good.
Nah,
I like that. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I'll do bad.
Not too bad.
Definitely a little bit. But yeah, I think for me, it's obviously my background as a mechanic. From Garry Rogers, the feedback I believe that I can give the team of what's going on with the cars, pretty handy. I've also, that's something that as we started the conversation and mindset and all that early days, there was times where I was probably getting too involved, thinking too much about that when I needed to be thinking more about the driving, and really found that happy medium over the last sort of 5 to 6 years of where that needs to be, and being able to give the team the info they need to make the car as best possible for me.
Yep.
And then obviously working with Aaron as well. He's super fast. I knew that going into this season was going to be a good combo because we go about it a bit differently, and I know that Camo kind of jumps in and just sends it, which is good too. He doesn't think too much about the technical side of it because sometimes you can be thinking about that, and if you have someone just go out and drive fast, they can prove whether it's, it's good or a bad thing. They might not be able to tell you when, why, or how it happened, but it's just another, it's a lot of data, and then I can sort of back up what I'm feeling to him as well. So I think that's going to make us a strong combo as well.
Why do you feel like this is a yin and yang thing, that you're working quite collaboratively, working well, the pair of you? It seems like you are.
I reckon it's going grouse, and it's just different.
There's
ways
a word we don't use often enough anymore. Hey?
It's just such a good, like the way he described it so well that he's probably more into describing it perfectly, where I'm a bit more laid back and don't really. I care about the result, but I just want to get in there and I'll just drive the car to whatever it's got, and then give some basic feedback, and then afterwards me and him and the team can really decipher about what's going on. And look, it's probably the same with, I felt a big difference with Richie coming on board for the weekend. I've got Zach Bess as my co-driver, but just having those guys around and that extra feedback with someone of Richie's experience has been a big help. And I'm really excited. We're only one round in, but I'm really excited for what we're all going to do this year, I think. I really believe in this team.
I often overuse the word ingredients, right? But it is the sum of all these different parts, from understanding maybe some of the, let's say, like AAA traits, let's say the investment by the Blanchards, let's say the personnel involved. And we always say, 1%ers doing the 1%ers better. But it seems like over summer there's been this another step at BRT, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I think we got a lot of people on board during last year and figuring it all out, but it's when you're in the middle of a race season, it's hard to actually implement a lot of big change. So the boys haven't had much break over the Christmas, so they've completely stripped the cars back to just chassis only. A lot of teams just go buy a new chassis, but we believe in Supercars, and
it's like
the
wiring
original
looms
chassis,
out and everything, wasn't it? It was like
just
everything.
The whole thing completely just steel, got repainted, and they've just built everything, and both mechanics on each car working on both sides, just making sure the cars are exactly the same. And I think that's a big part of why our feedback is so similar is because the cars are exactly the same, except for some buttons that Jimmy keeps moving.
A few colours here and there that aren't in line with the rainbow.
When did you think then? I mean, it's only one round, and that's your little caveat, right? But when did you realise, hey, we've clicked here? We might be onto something good for Sydney Motorsport Park. Was it Thursday? Was it before you even got there? When did you?
It was when we were starting on the front row together. I had a good feeling heading into the first round, and I thought that we were in a good place. We were going to have a good round, but to do that round one as well, like honestly, I was heading into this year hoping that I was targeting where we are now at the end of the year. So to roll out there, and I know it's only one round, but
Pretty impressive though, mate. Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, day after day we had the pace. It wasn't like we just got it right and we jagged
In one
it.
instance,
Yeah,
yeah.
there was no time last year with BRT that I believe that both cars made the top 10 in every qualifying session during the weekend. And yes, we had some
One or
mistakes in
the
the
other.
race. We've got to work. We know we've still got plenty to work on in the race and the strategy and making sure we're maximising it. But to have pure speed all weekend was,
Awesome.
it's just big satisfaction for us.
Yeah.
12 hour was brutal for you too, mate. Were you able to park that and just sort of like I've got a reset here for SMSP?
Yeah, I did. It was pretty full on. Not something you want to remember, but
yeah.
I was lucky to get away basically unscathed from it. I think I had just a few bruises here and there, and just lucky the angle it went in. I braced myself well before it as well, just without thinking about it, put my head back and that sort of thing. So it was like reduced any whiplash or anything that could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, after obviously it was difficult to go through that and then know that I had to launch into round one of the supercars and basically nail it straight out of the box with that being the last time I drove. But yeah, having the test day and when I first rolled out, the feeling I got in the car was so good that I knew that we were going to be in a good position for that round. I just felt the car and knew that regardless of where the setup was and getting it exactly right, I knew we were going to be thereabouts because I felt a good car underneath me.
Excellent. Straight gave you that kind of confidence.
Yeah.
So now that means, like in the wake of round one, we're talking on the eve of the Grand Prix. Does that mean your expectations are great, or it's just about replicating the same thing again? What approach are you taking into Albert Park?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, it's set a bit of a precedent, but I think what we've got is we've got a good base that's kind of going to be the target now. It's not like, I hope we can get it right this weekend. It's like it's there. We just got to get it in the window. It's not like if we don't get it right, we're going to be down the back. It's like if we don't get it right, we're going to be 10th. You know, that's the feeling I'm getting with the car because all the work that's gone in to get it to where it is what's made the difference. And you know, the setup stuff is just those last little bits in the lap. So yeah, it's a huge confidence boost, and that's another good thing as well. Heading into this round, everyone's got confidence.
What's the reaction been like internally for all the? You talked about all the hard work over summer and stuff. That must have been a great boost for the guys and girls there.
Yeah, I think it is. Like having been there for like a little bit longer than Jimmy, and they've done a couple off seasons now. And when you come back, and you do all the work, and then potentially you don't have a great result round one. It doesn't inspire you necessarily to keep working hard and keep doing the extra hours that these mechanics and crew do. But then when you come back with a couple of trophies, a pole position from Jimmy, it just, I think it gives the crew a really good boost to keep working hard and making sure we are absolutely nailing. And it just validates all of the work that they're doing behind the scenes. So like me and Jimmy are working hard and we always will, but so much of it comes down to what the cars they can build. And I wouldn't even know how to describe it. Jimmy's more of a mechanic than me, but like all these 1% of stuff that is just making a huge difference for us. And our job this weekend is to go out there and consistently be in that, I think, in that top 10 group. We don't have to win. We don't have to get podium sort of thing, but we just want to have the speed to be able to take it. Yeah, we could definitely. I'll take a podium if it's there. But we just want to. I really want to
just solidify
validate
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't want it to be just a flash in the pan of we're good at Sydney. It needs to. We need to back it up with some solid speed.
So what have you done in the between then in the gap between SMSP and here? Do you get a chance to relax? Is everyone sort of redoubling their efforts because they want that to keep going? How do you find that little balance in all of that?
I think it's not about trying to
Overthinking
reinvent the wheel too much. I think it's take the positives, definitely fix as much of the negatives that we had. To be honest, from my side of it, it was actually a pretty average round in terms of things going wrong. So we actually had a fair bit of bad luck, and to come out of a round, 11th in the championship, and that was what felt like a bad round. Obviously, the raw pace of the car is what gave us a lot of those points, but if it was a smooth weekend, I honestly felt there was 3 podiums there comfortably. So, yeah, to have that as like, that was not too great in terms of things happening that didn't go our way was a really positive thing. And I think, now we've got to not get too carried away and think that, it's going to be easy now. But also don't try and reinvent the wheel. We know we're capable of doing it. Just make sure everyone's doing everything right, then we can replicate it, because that's really what makes a difference. Like Camo was saying about everyone in the whole team, everyone's job's just as important as far as I'm concerned. It's about getting all those little things right, and I really feel like the team has come together, and people from all different teams as well, different experiences, different cars, all that, and it's all just gelled right at the right time.
Mega. You brought up the Brodie scenario before. I mean, share what you feel comfortable with, how you've, debriefed that in your mind.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's
Have you spoken to it? Or?
Oh, we spoke on the Monday at the ride day, but no, it was nothing really. I
Mhm.
think we both said our comments in the media or whatever, and for me, it's the incident happens, and there's probably stuff that I'll do differently next time, and
Just disappear into space.
yeah,
Yeah, the only thing you could have done, I reckon.
yeah. I'm trying not to go into it too much because it's something that happened at Sydney. We've all said our sides
Leave
of
it
it,
at Sydney.
but
yeah.
there's no point if I say something about it again. He's gonna get someone will ask him that question, and we're just gonna keep. I
Smart.
love what Supercars have done about making it into something for the media and for everyone, but there's no need to.
Harp on about it.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
great, mate. That's
so,
that's a smart choice by you to play it that way. Move on.
So and look, we'll just go out there this weekend and do the best we can. And look, my mindset changes about a bit about the way Brodie races, and I understand his mindset now. So I think that's going to put me in a better position for next time we're on track together.
Cool. What have you two done today? Were you doing a bit of pre-event?
Plenty of flying.
Plenty of flying.
I
Tell me
flew
where you
in-
went and what
flew
you
in
did.
For starters, from Gold Coast, and then learnt to fly myself. When
We went down to iFly in Essendon here, and the guy tried to teach me to fly, and
skydive.
Is it Sky?
Yeah,
Indoor
skydive, like
skydive,
free
yeah.
falling kind of thing, but
Yeah.
internally within the
And I'm just
How'd you go?
I'm just not very good with. He was trying to tell me.
Are you a
legs.
control freak? So you're not coping well with?
I just couldn't put my
Arms
arms
out.
in.
He was spinning around and didn't know why.
Yeah, exactly. I was just spinning around at the moment, and then it was just. I
It's like he was
very
stuck in a washing
uncoordinated.
machine.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. My brain was telling my legs to do one thing, they weren't doing that, and then the guy was just like, "You're just hopeless." And then
Nah, he wasn't that bad. He's making it sound worse.
Did
than
you
what
not
it
do
was.
it? Did you not
I
get in
did
there?
it, yeah.
Oh, did you? How did you go?
I was all right. I've done it
He was
before
solid.
though, so
yeah, he had a leg up. Jimmy was, I think, really solid.
Yeah.
But then the guy got in at the end, the instructor dude.
and made me look like
Holy
I'd
crap.
never done it before.
He was insane doing these flips and going all the way up to the roof.
It was like
thing.
we thought he flew out the top and wasn't
Yeah.
coming back. That's how high up he went.
So yeah, not going back
But
there again.
yeah,
'cause
the wind speed, I think the max is out at like 280 clicks, and I think we had it on like 100,
yeah, and I
or
still
something.
couldn't control myself. I
120.
swear my arms were like laying out straight and this diamond platform, like he told me, all this blah blah blah.
I'm seeing a bit more of a perfectionist side in you. You're actually not happy and like you thought you were doing all the right things.
Yeah,
is it?
I trust me. I come off
I
relaxed. but
didn't miss
hate
an
stuff being
apex,
bad.
and I'm still 20th.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no,
But,
we
yeah.
had so much fun at iFly this morning. It was incredible.
It's crazy how much like tiny little movements in your arms like
Oh.
affects it though.
What it does. How much has Sydney maybe changed things for BRT and for yourselves in some ways? It's not like you weren't known, but great performances, front row, everyone talking about it, kind of thing. Has it made phones light up a bit more? Are you doing Mitch is in here at the moment? Are you doing a bit more in the way of PR and things? What's it done?
Yeah, Mitch
Or-
is making us work hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's pointing at the merch. We sold out of merch, which is
Yeah,
the first time
yeah.
BRT's
On the
ever done
Friday
that.
too. We didn't even
Yeah.
get to the weekend.
There were
and it was sold
people.
out.
Some of the guys I deal with in the commentary team there. They were like, people were in the lane. I go, who are you supporting? What are you? Oh no, we're going to BRT. We bought their merchandise. We're supporting them for this weekend. You know,
Well,
It was-
exactly. We were last in pit lane, and after we'd have a good qualifying result. Well, usually after qualifying, Jimmy, there's no one at the back of our like on the back of pit lane area.
Yep.
After qualifying, we'd have a good result again, and there's just people everywhere signing autographs, taking photos just to
I
get
love
to the
that.
truck. It was
Australians love an underdog story, don't they? So I mean, it's got a bit of that growth coming out of that sort of situation, doesn't it? You know, so
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, it's good to be a part of it, and I think it's just going to keep growing. So any support we can get, thanks everyone for that, and hopefully you can come on the journey with us to
Yeah.
the top.
Talk about the
Yeah.
journey to the end of the year then. Let's hypothetically look back at the end of 2026. What would you have loved to have chalked up along the way? Dream would be a Bathurst or, more race wins and things
I think to
realistically.
have both cars into the the finals and at least one of us into the top 4 would be pretty
That'd
mega.
be huge.
Mm.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
mega.
That'd be amazing. Like I think I'm probably
And
not
definitely
as
a
lucky
win
with mine,
each.
but
I reckon at some point.
Has the finals, the
Yeah.
whole final series, maybe taught you guys and the whole paddock about a way to approach it this year and so on?
Maybe. I mean,
Gotta
if you
go
look,
That's not
No.
a criticism. That's not a criticism. That's not me. I'm just saying, like, about the way you might go about the year, or is it just keep doing what you did at Sydney Motorsport Park in that
well,
sense?
I suppose from my point of view, I don't think it has the racing's still just as aggressive as ever at Sydney Motorsport Park. Clearly with Brodie on that last lap, like it's
Yeah, no one's just going to collect points.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
yeah.
And the move, I mean, Kai Allen ran the outside at turn 1. That was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
big. I don't think he was like, oh, just second's good enough.
Mm.
He was willing to not finish, I think, to
Mm.
win that. So, which is awesome. That's what you want. That's what we want.
Yeah.
It
Being
just
part of the
means
race.
so
and
much
that's what,
to everyone, and obviously their
Yeah.
bonuses are bigger if they win. Obviously, so.
What has been at the pointy end of BRT from the Blanchards themselves? What's been their reaction to the past couple of weeks?
Oh, I reckon JB, like John Blanchard, he was just that whole weekend just in this state of shock almost.
Yeah?
Like just didn't. Obviously, we
he
all
was
wanna do
even that
well and-
shocked. He sort of lost his marbles a bit because he picked up my phone off the bench, put it in his
Yeah.
pocket, and I'm running around before the race. Oh, who's got
Someone's
my
pinched me
phone?
phone.
Who's got my phone ringing it? I've got the bloody Find My Phone on.
It's
Panicking,
right
nearly,
here. It's
nearly
right
called
here.
the police. And then he's picked up. Oh, what's this? Oh, why is it buzzing saying lost phone on it? Oh, hang on, it's not mine.
With that though, we nearly missed the race just because Jimmy had lost his phone. I
We
couldn't.
did not.
Oh, everyone had to stop what they were doing just to find Jimmy's phone. It was There's a lot of important things going on, but Jimmy's phone was
More important.
more important. So, but no, JB, yes, was I don't know why he grabbed your phone, so I haven't figured that out.
I
but
think,
Okay.
John and Tim are both pretty stoked, and I think they're not getting too carried away because they want to see it again.
Yeah, good.
yeah,
So,
pressure's on
which
us
is
to
the same as
deliver,
us,
but
like-
Yeah.
it's just so good for them. Like they've put so
Totally,
much into this
totally.
sport,
Yeah.
and not just in supercars, but all the other categories they support people in, and to have an Australian business like Cool Drive just back us and now Jimmy this year
Yeah.
to make it all happen. It's incredible. I'm so happy for them to get the reward because it easily could have been another year of just us just cruising at the back, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna be.
No.
Can I wrap up with a couple of things here? This has been great just to sort of shoot the breeze with you both. Thank you. Firstly, over summer, we had a couple of little DMs while I was working on the series in New Zealand and so on. You've got a broad love of motorsport. Even some of the young guns that were coming through. You asked me about Freddie Slater, who's now got an Audi junior development contract and so on. You've got quite a broad following of it, do you?
Yeah, I love watching all sorts of motorsport, including motorbikes, MotoGP, and
Yeah, right.
I love the stories that go with that. And I did some stuff over in the Middle East this time last year, and Freddie was racing and Ugo.
Yeah.
And then I had some British mechanics, and they were telling me all about Freddie and what he's going on and doing. So, and they really, the British guys really believe in Freddie to make it to F1 and be the next sort of Lando Norris. Lewis Hamilton sort of spec guy. So, yeah, that's why I was so intrigued, and I really wanted you, and you did get him on for a little short
Little
pod,
chat.
so,
Yeah.
big podcast guy as well, as you can tell.
Nice.
So it was so cool to hear some of his story.
Cool. We'll get to see him in Formula 3 this weekend. Are you IndyCar, Formula 1? Do you do a little bit of that stuff, or you take a breather from it?
F1, bit of IndyCar. I'm not sort of every session kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're just still on the decks tuning your DJ music thing. Is that what you say?
No, not really.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to just mix it up.
Yeah.
I don't have a real consistent. I do a little bit of everything.
Can I finish with maybe a little project that you either have and are working on or would love one day? I quite often ask guests if they've got Murph built that and had some assistance with it, that amazing Dodge Charger. They're like lots of the drivers have got a little project car or one on the wish list. Have you got something that you, maybe an old go-kart that you've restored or something or other? Have you got something like that?
I've got multiple. I've got my Australian title-winning KZ kart, which is still in pieces, and I need to put back together so I can put it on the wall.
That's awesome.
And then my dad's still got one of the old Tirana A9X race cars that I have left in the shed for a while, and it needs an engine and all sorts.
Have you ever
of bits
driven
and
that thing?
pieces. Yes, I drove them for a bit when I was younger, but I have a bad history of I'm not very mechanically. I was trying to be like the mechanical sympathy type of thing,
Uh-huh.
but I just can't do it. Every time I got in them things, I'd either blow an engine, blow a gearbox. I literally welded a diff together. We had to grind the thing out. And
Without a welder.
yeah, exactly. It was just incredible how I do these things.
The
to those
GRM guys
cars.
say you weren't very good in the fab shop, mate.
Yeah.
Is this true?
No, exactly. I was. Don't ask the boys and me in the fab shop. That was shocking. I was just welding together old bits of metal, and I still couldn't do that.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you got a little something like that, or maybe something you'd like to do one day when time permits?
I wouldn't mind doing an old go-kart.
Huh? Have you kept one, or you haven't? No.
Nah. Oh, actually, I've still got my Australian championship winning kart.
Awesome.
That's on the wall in Dad's shed. But yeah, wouldn't mind doing like an old Ford Mustang Shelby, like
Beautiful.
67 kind of thing. But
Beautiful.
wouldn't do it original. I'd crank it up a bit.
Would you?
Ooh.
Probably like a burnout car or something. Summer Nats.
We love that. Hey, time is going to beat us here. You've got a massive schedule. I hope that the merchandise sells out again this weekend. I hope you both have the same kind of form that you took into Sydney Motorsport Park. Ripper to see you both looking so happy, enjoying the environment. Have an awesome 2026, and I look forward to catching up with you both along the way. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg.
Awesome.
Cheers.